Now, it's a nice enough day, so I thought I'd conduct my WEC predictions here. I'm sitting on the Stray. You can have a look around. Over there, somewhere over there, is Christchurch. Anyway, so here we are, and first I have to tell you that I'm not at all interested in the Rafael Diaz versus Mike Budnick match. Neither am I interested in the Shane Roller and Ben Henderson match. Those two I'm both not making a prediction for. Right, so I'll start at the bottom of the card and work up. Manny Tapia, and he is facing Akitoshi Tamura, 12-7, usually wins by decision or submission. And Tapia 10-1, wins by TKO and decision, also loses by TKO, but his only loss is to Miguel Torres. Therefore I'm going for Manny Tapia TKO in the second. The next bout, Eddie Wineland and Rani Yaha. What a brilliant name. The latter, he's only fought once in 2008. His record is 12-4, 11 of which of those wins are submissions, mostly by choke, and his losses are all to big names like Chase Beebe or Yamamoto. Eddie Wineland 14-5, but I might have copied that down wrong. His wins by TKO and submission, but he loses quite often by submission too. So I'm going to go for Yaya by choke in the first. Wagner Fabiano 11-1 with 7 submission victories. He's never been finished. His only loss, oops, didn't see that there was somebody coming there. Somebody coming along there as well, we'll have to be quiet in a minute. But his only loss is to Jeff Curran, and the other name on his list record is LC Davis. Whereas Freddie Paxio, his opponent, he's not fought since 2007, so that's quite a big gap. Wins mostly by submission. He's never been finished. His record is 8-2. The only name in all his record that I could see was Thomas Denny. So I've gone for Wagner Fabiano by TKO in the third. The next match is Cub Swanson. Oh, well, there's something wrong with it. And he is facing Diego Nunes. I don't like Cub Swanson. I've spoken to him online a couple of times. I find him rather rude. He has a record of 13-2, and all his loss is come by submission. Diego Nunes, on the other hand, has a perfect record of 12, and he's quite good at submissions. So I'm going to go for him by choke in the first. Over the page. Trying to, anyway. Dominic Cruz and Ivan Lopez. Lopez is 8-0 and wins mostly by submission. Here comes somebody else. And there he goes. Dominic Cruz, 11-1, wins mostly by TKO and decision. All his losses are by submission, but in fact they're only one to Uriah Faber. Somehow I don't think Ivan Lopez, even with his perfect record of 8, with his focus on submissions, is going to quite be as good as that. Therefore, I'm going for Cruz by TKO in the second. Bart Palazewski next is facing Anthony Njoku, Nojukano, something like that anyway, with a record of 9-2, wins mostly by TKO and decision, loses mostly by submission. Bart, on the other hand, has an outstanding record of 30-12, including 13 TKO wins, 10 submission wins, and if he's going to lose, he usually loses by decision. His record is full of names, having come from places like the NFL under Patrick Militic's team, and he's also part of Sucker Punch, actually. SuckerPunchENT.com is your website to check out for that. What is it with so many people running today? Naturally, I'm supporting him. I'm going to go for him by a bar submission in the second round. The next guy, Rafael Asankeo, is making his WEC debut. 12-1. He's never been finished. Wins mostly by submission, and he's actually got a very impressive record, featuring Jeff Curran, Joe Lozon, and Joe Pearson. You can hear me with the wind. I don't know if you can or not. Now, he seems to be very much outmatched at first glance by Jamal Masu, who has a record of 21-4, with 10 submission wins and 7 TKO wins. But actually, I don't think so, because his only name that I recognise on the list is Clay French, who he lost to. So I think Raphael's experience puts them on an even pegging. I'm going to go for Raphael winning his debut by decision. This will lead us to our top matches. Joseph Benavides, with a perfect record of 9, and mostly wins by submission. Hello, there's somebody else coming on here. You can hear him with the bag. No names on his record. Jeff Curran, on the other hand, again, SuckerPunchENT.com is your website for this. He's actually done a whole load of daily video blogs leading up to the fight, hosted by YouTube, but you can access them through that site. 29-10, with 18 submission wins, 10 decision wins, but he loses if he's going to by decision or submission. He is on a 2-fight loss streak, but bear in mind that is to the past and present champion of the 155-pound division. He's dropping 245 pounds for this. He only fought once in 2008, but I'm still supporting him by TKO in the first. And the main event is where he wants to get to, I guess. Miguel Torres, championship bout against Takaya Misagaki, who's just going to be no match for him at all. So I'm going for Miguel by TKO in the first, and those are my predictions.